What is up, everybody? It is your boy THREEZY back at it again, and the squad caught a dub today, man. The Lakers win 112-102 to take a 2-1 lead against Houston. Shout out to our boy Playoff Rondo coming through. We had LeBron doing his thing, and without further ado, we're just basically gonna break it down. 3 keys to the dub, a couple things we need to improve on, and a game 4 prediction. So other than that, let's get it. Alright, so like I started off with, Playoff Rondo. This man came to play today. 21 points, 2 rebounds, 9 assists, 8 of 11 shooting. And I mean, what more can you ask of, man? I know Laker fans have a love-hate relationship, mostly hate with Rondo, but this man in the playoffs really does show up. Other than game 1, he really came to do business, and I just think it really helps to have another ball handler out there, have someone in with AD when LeBron's out. We'll get more into that. Another shout out to Mr. LeBron James. He just killed it. 36 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 beautiful blocks. Beautiful blocks. And he really just brought the intensity today, man. He set the pace for the team, set the intensity for the team. And you just had that feeling with LeBron, the way he was playing. He was on a mission. He was not going to let us lose tonight. So going into it, 3 main keys that led us to this W. 1 was our downsizing without completely going small ball. 2 was our fourth quarter focus. And 3 was our defensive intensity. So we're just going to break down each one of those real quick. As many have clamored, we needed to downsize against the Rockets, but we wanted to also stay big, and I think Frank Vogel did a great job today by downsizing, but not completely matching Houston's small ball. The thing is, with this roster, we don't have to completely go small ball. We have enough bigger guys to be able to match Houston's speed while also taking use of the post. That is why second half we saw a lineup of AD at the 5, which we've all been waiting for, Markieff at the 4, Danny Green, KCP, and LeBron. And honestly, it paid dividends because we were also able to utilize the paint, throw it in the paint. Also with Markieff, you know, he has a little post work in him, but we were able to catch up with Houston's speed, match their intensity, and it really paid off. I love JaVale, but this series is really not for him. So I mean, until we hit the Clippers or the Nuggets, I think JaVale needs to have his minutes cut down. I think he understands. It's just the style of the game. The Rockets are just way too fast. If you have JaVale in, they're basically going to get an open 3 every time. So the way we downsized and adjusted our rotations was really beautiful, and I'm really happy to see Frank Vogel and the coaching staff adjust accordingly. All right, our next thing was our fourth quarter focus. As you all know, up to the third quarter, it was a 1 to 2 point game. It was very stressful. This series will give me anxiety. I swear I'm getting gray hairs. But in the fourth quarter, you could definitely see a change in mentality. We pushed the pace while also playing our own style of game, and the intensity was just there. You could just see in LeBron and AD's eyes that they were just ready to take that dub. Especially the defense that we played was beautiful, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But our fourth quarter focus needs to be our focus throughout the whole game. Game 2, we lost focus in the third quarter. That's what gave the Rockets a chance to come back. And we just really need to be able to focus. I like how they went to the locker room. LeBron said they looked at some film to see some adjustments they did, and they came out attacking, especially in the fourth, so that was great to see. Next is our defensive intensity, and I feel like this is a key to win almost every playoff game. No matter how we shoot, no matter how we perform, is the way we play on defense. It's our identity, it's what made us the #1 seed, and it's the one thing that we can stick to with solid consistency. And we did a great job today. And going back to what I mentioned in the game 1 video, if you keep the role players out, you will win the game. 90% of the time you will win the game, and that's exactly what we did. Harden had 33, Westbrook had 30, sure, that's 63 points. But other than that, no other role player was in their zone. Jeff Green had 16, had like 6 in trash time, and no one else really scored. Eric Gordon had 10. And if you do that, if you have Jeff Green as your 3rd leading scorer at 16, you've done a great job defensively. You have an amazing chance to win the game. And that's exactly what we did, and I'm really impressed with the way we played defense. Now, it's not all perfect. We do have a lot of room for improvement. So without further ado, let's just dive into those things real quick. Number 1 is our floor spacing. This is what happened in the second quarter, which gave Houston the lead, and also in the third quarter, which is why we didn't really develop a lead or such. And I know, and it's very noticeable. You can see everyone is just around the perimeter. Not a single person is moving, not a single person is cutting. And if you don't do that, you are playing the odds in Houston's favor. we're not the best 3-point shooting team. So if we're just all gonna chill around the 3-point line, I mean, Houston's gonna take their chances. They could get a board and they could just push it. So we need to really be able to move, and that's what we did in the fourth. Kuz started cutting, Caruso started moving around, AD started picking his spots in the post. That's exactly what we did game 2 when we developed such a big lead. So we just really need to stay disciplined and picking our spots and moving around. I know it's really hard because, you know, with the pace of the Rockets, it's really easy to get tired and stay stagnant. But the biggest thing, especially when you have passers like Rondo and LeBron, is to keep moving, and they will find you. And that's what we saw in the fourth, which gave us a lead. The next thing is our defensive rotations, like closing out on shooters. Danny Green, I'm talking specifically to you as well. I don't know why, but we miss out on very basic defensive rotations after such a good possession. We'll just kind of just jog around, miss a guy cutting, miss a 3-point shooter, and we'll give the Rockets an easy possession after like 19 seconds of hard defensive work. The closing out on shooters definitely needs to improve. When we're able to close out on the shooters and run them off the 3-point line, force them into a tough 2, that works in our favors. Analytic-wise, game-wise, odd-wise, it works in our favor. So we just need to stick with that. We can't get lazy on defense. And if we improve on that, I could really see us win the next couple games. Last but not least is our free throws. Oh my gosh. Stan Van Gundy mentioned this as well. We got lucky today that we didn't need those extra few points, but in crucial games, game 7s, game 6s, free throws is what makes or breaks the season. And we really need to improve on that. Portland, same thing. We started off missing free throws. Vogel did that free throw shooting practice. We need to do that again because we cannot miss those easy points. AD is such a great free throw shooter, but for some reason he's been shooting under 70, so you really need to improve on that. Other than that, man, that's basically it for game 3. My game 4 prediction is, honestly, I know it's tough to say, but I feel like the Rockets might come back on this one. I think they're going to tie it up 2-2, but I would love to see a Lakers dub. Last but not least, I want to just give a quick shout out to the Henny God, J.R. Smith. My boy Kev is a huge fan of JR, and you know, I had to represent real quick. So just a quick little 10-second snippet of JR, Henny God, doing his thing with Dwight.
J.R. Smith, nice lob to Dwight Howard.
Other than that, man, it's your boy THREEZY checking out.